Leah Green, and this is Michelle Carden, and we are the co-founders of LM Speech. We are here today to go over the starter kits that you will be receiving from Babies Can't Wait. So first we're going to go over a little bit about the importance of visual supports, and then we'll go through each board that you will be receiving and how to use it. So the importance of visual supports is that children with autism or ADHD, any developmental delays or behavior disorders, they often have difficulty understanding and following spoken instruction. So this decreased understanding often can lead to increased frustration and problem behaviors. So pairing spoken language with a visual decreases these behaviors and then encourages a positive communication environment. They also, visual supports also increase a child's independence. And that is very important in increasing their confidence and their ability to communicate effectively. So, the first board we're going to be going over is the First Then board. Michelle's going to show that for you.
Here you go.
And the First Then board provides a visual display of 2 activities that are to be completed in sequential order. So it works well when you're pairing a non-preferred activity with a preferred activity.
So on this board, we have first, you need to eat breakfast. Then you can, let's switch this around. Then you can go on the swing. A lot of children who are between the ages of, I'd say like 1 and 3, sometimes do not like to eat. So this way they can see that after they eat, they will be able to do something that they prefer. And we also suggest using a timer with it, so that way they know that there is an end to the activity before they can get their preferred activity.
And we also find it's important, if the child's able to allow the child to pick what is going to go on the then square. So children are going to be much more motivated to complete the non-preferred activity if they know they're working for something that they've picked out themselves.
Right, so you give them a choice, like do you want puzzles, iPad, or slide? Let them choose which one they want to work for before putting it on the board.
Okay. Our next board is going to be our choice board. The choice board is a visual display of 3 objects, and this allows the child to choose from a limited number of options while also giving them the control of choosing what they want. So
here's another one that I just showed you. So you can do it for a variety of activities or items. It can be to choose their preferred activity, or it can be used for food. Do you want water, juice, or milk? It also teaches vocabulary.
Yes, so depending on the ability level of the child, they may not have the vocabulary to communicate what they want when you start using this board. So if they point, they can point to the picture, and that's a way of communicating. They could take the picture off and hand it to their communication partner. That's also going to count as communication. And eventually they're going to learn the vocabulary involved in order to communicate more effectively. So eventually, once you use this board enough, they'll start communicating verbally. You can also pair the picture with sign language, depending on the how the child's learning to communicate. This again, this board is increasing a child's confidence and communication level. So you'll see an increase in communication over time using that board. The next board is our step-by-step board, and you'll see that there are 6 squares on this board. And the step-by-step board breaks routines into smaller, more manageable parts for small children. And it helps them complete tasks or routines independently.
Yes, and in this board, it's the nighttime routine. The first picture is eat dinner, and then take a bath, put on pajamas, brush teeth, go to the bathroom, and then get into the bed. You can have the child remove the picture as the activity is complete, so then they'll know which ones they have left, and they can see that they're getting through their schedule.
Yeah, we find that it's helpful for the child to remove the pictures because it shows the progress that they've made, and then also reduces their anxiety about how much is left before they, are done with the task.
Right, and so you can do it for routines such as morning routine, nighttime routine. You can also use it to break a task down into its smaller steps, like going to the bathroom. So first pull down your pants, then sit on the toilet, go pee-pee, wipe, flush the toilet, or even like brushing your teeth. Any of those activities that have a lot of little steps included in them, you can do that. Getting dressed is another one you can do. Like first put on your shirt, then put on your underwear, then put on your pants, put on your socks, put on your shoes. It gives them a visual of what they need to do, so it reduces the verbal cueing from the caregiver or the therapist, and it makes it go a lot smoother, and the child feels more independent. On our other board, we have, you can use it for the car and talk about where you're going. So first you're going to go to the park, then you're going to go to the restaurant, and then you're going to go home.
And if a child is overwhelmed by the 6 squares on the board, you may want to start with just 2 squares that are filled up. And once they become more successful with that and aren't so overwhelmed by the many steps, then you continue adding. So you could go from 2, then fill out 3, on up to 6 once the child's able to complete 6 independent steps. Okay, and so now those are the 3 boards that will come in your kits. Again, this is just a starter kit, so these are the 3 boards that are really helpful in the beginning, and you'll receive 20 picture cards that can be used on these boards.
Right, and the picture cards are 2 inches by 2 inches. They're made of a plastic material, so you can sanitize them, they can get wet, you can use them in the bathroom, in the kitchen, so you don't have to worry about remaking the picture cards. And then the boards are the same way. They're a plastic material, so you can wipe them down and sanitize them as well. We use our own picture symbols that we've made, but families can also use magazines to cut out pictures. They can use the internet, do like a Google Images search. They can use like newspaper inserts of like grocery store items.
Yes, those are some good ways to add to your picture inventory. And then if you want to cut them out, laminate them, or we've had families that have used clear tape to just make the paper a little more sturdy.
Right, and also the families can order them from our website if they don't want to make them themselves. We can also put like real photographs on the pictures if a family needs that. That would be like a special order that you can contact us about. So you can do that also.
Yeah. So those are the boards. Now we're just going to go over a few important things to consider when using visual supports. The first thing is the placement of the boards. So you always want the boards to be accessible to the child. So when you are placing them, which Michelle and I, when we go into homes and set the homes up, we tend to use command strips. We use the picture frame command strips. So a strip attaches to the wall, and then a strip will attach to the back of the board, and it snaps into place to the strip on the wall. That way, it's accessible to the child, and if you want to remove it, it's very easy to remove and take with you. And that's the next important thing, is the portability. So you want these boards to be portable so that the child is not just using them in one place, that they're using them throughout their day. Another important thing to remember is you want to train everyone working with the child on the visual supports. So any babysitters, teachers, therapists, grandparents, anyone that comes into the home or works with this child, you want them to know how the child's using this and the way to use it effectively with the child. We find it's a lot more successful when the child's using it, again, throughout their day as opposed to just intermittently throughout their day. The last thing is you don't want to start everything at once. So you want to pace yourself. The most important thing is for the child and the caregiver both to feel successful when using these products. So we don't want it to be overwhelming. We want you to start slow and then gradually increase the use of the visual supports as the child and you feel comfortable.
Right, and be flexible. So if you decide to start with the choice board, but then you're at dinner and you realize that the child needs the first thin board and you think he can handle it, pull it out and do it. So I've had a client that called me that we had decided on the step-by-step board to start with, and then she was at dinner and realized that it was a lot more important for her to have her son eat dinner than it was just to follow like the nighttime routine. So she just pulled it out. She was flexible, pulled it out, put, first we eat dinner and then you get your dessert. And she put the timer on and, he did it. He ate about 5 bites. So then he was able to get his dessert.
So whatever works for you is what we want you guys to do. If you ever have any questions about any of the visual supports products, please feel free to email us. You can reach us at info@lmspeech.com. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.